Yes, everyone, how are we doing? And welcome to a new video on the Biased Man City Fan YouTube channel. As you would have seen by the thumbnail and the title of this video, you are about to watch the Tijjani Reijnders show review. Now, of course, it's Wolves 0, City 4 match review. Game week 1 is done, everything except Leeds against Everton, but I don't think that result will have too much impact on Man City's success, will it? Look, I was going to film this on a Sunday morning after the game. However, I was hanging bad. I celebrated that win like Jack really celebrated City's treble, I'll tell you that. I was dying. Plus, I wanted to see how Arsenal got on against Manchester United, how they played, because I will end up obviously talking about the other teams that will be in and around the same title race as Manchester City at some point in this video. So I thought I'd best off wait and get this out for you fresh and early on the Monday morning. Look, where do we start? What a game of football that was. What a game of football that was. Manchester City were incredible. Now, look, coming into the game, I'm talking maybe half an hour, 45 minutes beforehand. I'm getting nervous. I'm getting a bit sick, thinking, oh, you know what I mean? You've been waiting so long for the football to be back. You're getting a bit jittery, and it's like, oh, I'm going to let these 11 men control my mood for the rest of the day. You know what I mean? If City don't win, I'm going to be in a foul mood. And to be fair, the first 15, 20 minutes of the game, it was a little bit shaky. We looked gettable. Wolves, I think like 25 minutes, scored. But of course, it was offside by a fair bit. But as soon as we got going big time. You know, Tijjani, Reijnders, Ryan Aït-Nouri, Ryan Cherki, James Trafford. I think we'll start off with them four. We'll start off discussing the new signings. I'm not just saying this because I'm happy with the signings and City were brilliant overall, but each and every single of the signings that played, because all four of our new main signings anyway, of course, sorry, Naipan and Bettinelli, okay, but out of the four main signings, 3 started first of all. Ryan Cherki was on the bench, the other 3 started, and each and every one of them did everything and more we could have wanted them to do. James Trafford I thought was superb, everything called upon him. He dealt with a couple saves, his distribution, he came out headering the ball, Ederson-esque. His pass, was it the second or third goal? He was maybe 3 passes before the goal. You know, it's his goal kick that moved the ball forward to, I think, maybe Oscar Bob, and that created a goal. He was brilliant. It was brilliant, a clean sheet on his Premier League debut, and it's got a lot of fans, City fans, thinking, of course we know the speculation that's going on with Ederson, and if Ederson goes, we're all but certain of getting Donnarumma. And the thing is, Donnarumma, that signing I still want to happen, because how often do you get an opportunity like that to sign one of the best, if not the best player in that position in the world? You don't get that opportunity very often, and Donnarumma there wants City. Pep Guardiola wants Donnarumma. It would be daft not to capitalise on the opportunity, but I do feel a little bit sorry for James Trafford, and if all this Donnarumma stuff does fall through, you're not going to see that many complaints from me. Yes, it'd be nice to see him in a City shirt, but I think James Trafford's good enough, more than good enough, and he's shown it then. I know it is only Wolves, and people have been the worst Wolves sides ever. No. We made Wolves look that bad. Wolves aren't that bad of a side. They've got some good players in that team. Yeah, they've lost Aït-Nouri. Yeah, they've lost Cunha. We made them look shocking because of how good we were. Okay, I thought James Trafford was brilliant. I thought Ryan Aït-Nouri at left back, of course, formerly Wolves player, I was impressed with him. He looked so comfortable, like he'd been playing at City for years. So at ease with the ball at his feet. So at ease defending one-on-one. I thought he was brilliant. I know he weren't tested as much as he is probably going to be next week, you know, against Kudus, or tested as much as he will be in other games, you know, when we come up against Salah and Saka and them lot. But I was impressed with Aït-Nouri. And then, but I'm going to talk about Cherki first, and then we'll get into Reijnders, because Cherki, of course, didn't start, as I said. He came off the bench, I think, for, was it Doku, maybe? Might have been Doku, I don't know. No, it's Haaland. Came off for Haaland, of course, because there was 3 substitutions brought on, and Cherki wasn't one of them. And then after that, he came on. 15 minutes of Premier League football it took for Ryan Cherki to introduce himself to the world, to the English world anyway, to the Premier League. What a goal. You know, you could see he was trying to work these things out, these little flick passes, you know, these 1-2s with Marmoush and Reijnders and stuff like that. And it was a little bit scruffy how his goal came along. He was trying to do a flick, it somewhat came off, and then the Wolves player intercepted it, and then I think it was Nico O'Reilly sort of snapped it back. And then when it fell to Ryan Cherki, he just rocketed it. Bottom corner with his weak foot as well, outside the box. A brilliant finish, and yeah, he was good. But the star of the show, the star of the weekend, not just City's game, but the entire Premier League Game 1 weekend, was, of course, Tijjani Reijnders. What a signing. What a signing City have in our hands. Look, I don't think it's a coincidence that if you look at the structure of the deal that City have with AC Milan, the amount of clauses we've got in the contract with AC Milan. There's Ballon d'Or clauses, player of the season clauses, trophy clauses. It's because they knew how good of a player they were letting go. 40 odd million we got Reijnders for, and easily you're looking at him going, he could be up there with some of the best players in the league. It was just effortless. He's the only second ever player to get score and assist, is it? I think I've seen some sort of stat anyway. Get 2 goal contributions on his debut. Last one, I believe, was Sergio Aguero when he came off the bench against Swansea, which was 14 years ago, maybe about 3 days ago, something like that. It weren't too long ago since we've seen on that day. But Reijnders was just everything and more I was expecting. I knew he was a good player from bits I've seen. I thought in the Club World Cup, he's shown that he's got the legs, he's got the height, he's good on the ball. Palermo especially, we thought, okay, this is exciting, but he was just effortlessly elegant, energetic, exciting, extraordinary. He was all the E's you could think of. He was unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Not just for his goal, which was brilliantly taken with his weak foot as well. A brilliant first time finish. Not just that, but the work for the first goal, the intricate dribbling to beat his man, just find himself in a space when other players, very few players in the league are capable of doing what he did for that goal. And then the pass to Rico Lewis for the Haaland goal. You think of his finish. You think of his assist for Haaland's second goal. He was up and down, bombing on. Together as one, in the words of Steve Bracknell. No, look, man of the match on your first game in the Premier League. He was just incredible. He was absolutely incredible, and what a player we've got in our hands. I had him in my FPL. Genius, what can I say? 5.5 mil, what a bargain. What a bargain. But yeah, bargain in FPL, bargain in real life. And as I said, I posted, I think it might have been after the second, even full time weren't even here yet, and I posted on my Instagram saying, go and give AC Milan that Ballon d'Or money now. Do it early, why not? The guy's insane, he's incredible. I could spend half an hour talking about him, but, I'll save it for another day. Now, more onto the actual game itself. I think other than the new signings, I thought the entire team, near enough, played perfect. Defensively, we were sound. As I said, it started off a little bit shaky, a little bit gettable, but that's always going to happen. It's the start of a new season, you don't know what to expect, but once we got into the swing of things, I thought Rico Lewis at right back was absolutely phenomenal, and he is staying at the club. Confirmed he is staying at the club. He's staying. There was a lot of talk. I was surprised when the lineups came out that I seen Lewis there. One, because I thought Pep seems to favour Mateus Nunes at right back anyway, but two, because of all this contract stuff that's been going on with Nottingham Forest. All the reports were saying that he wanted to move as well. There'd been issues with City and Rico Lewis agreeing terms on a future contract. It looked like there was a potential that he was going, but you can see the passion, you can see when he holds the badge, and we've seen it in the past games against Arsenal when he's going like that and pointing at the Premier League badge. We know it from seeing pictures of him as a kid. He's a blue, grown up a blue. He's living every City fan's dream. He's living his dream, and he's staying at the club. His caption after the game as well, by the way, I love this club. I thought it was a sign that he was staying when I seen that. It gave me a little bit of a calming sense, because I'm a big fan of Rico Lewis. I'm a big fan. And games like that are why. I understand why he might have wanted to leave, or might have been considering leaving, because he might be looking at it and thinking, when am I going to get the game time? Look at the players around me and stuff like that. And if City would have went out and signed the right back, if there'd have been a right back in the market, that would have been, a move would have been viable for, Livramento. We could have got that over the line. If we'd have got Koundé, Jed Spence, whoever we'd been interested in, then I wouldn't have been surprised to see him leave. But after a performance like that, how he would have enjoyed himself like that, you can see the passion, the smile on him. He's got to believe in himself now. This season is his season. The opportunity's there. He'll get chances. City don't have a right back. This is his season to take his chance and establish himself and say, look, not establish himself as a footballer. We know he's a talented footballer, but establish himself as Manchester City's right back for the future. Perform to the level that City come at the end of the season. We're not looking at right back as a target for the new summer. We've had makeshift ones. We've got centre-halves will be playing there this season. We've got Nunes, who we signed as an attacker, playing there. This is your time, Rico. Take the chance. I believe in you. I think you will and can do it. So yeah, Rico, I was really happy with. It was nice to see the defensive partnership as well of John Stones and Ruben Diaz. I'm not sure whether that would have been the go-to partnership for Pep if Josko Vardiol was fit, but a fit John Stones is up there with one of the best centre-halves in the world, and he proved that. I thought he was brilliant. Ruben Diaz again, solid. into the midfield. Nico Gonzalez, I was so glad as well that we've seen him start. I wanted him to start. I said it in my preview. That, of course, when he came in, I felt like he was given not enough opportunities, but he's had a bit of time now under Pep Guardiola to, in training and to play alongside Rodri in training and, just get comfortable around his teammates and around the team and stuff like that. And I thought he was phenomenal. Sort of gone a little bit unseen, unnoticed by a lot of people. I've not seen many pundits talking about his performance. I didn't see it on Match of the Day. I didn't see a lot of fans raving about his performance, whereas I thought he was excellent. I know he's not Rodri, of course, but he filled in. He did the job, and I was panicking when he went down towards the end holding his arm, but it doesn't look serious. He seems to be okay. And, of course, Rodri not fit yet. He travelled, but was sat in the stands with Phil. Also travelled, of course. None of them 100% fit yet. I wouldn't play Rodri until he's 100% because Nico Gonzalez shown that we can rely on him. We can trust him. And that's all I wanted. That is all I wanted. We've seen it. That's our Rodri backup. We've got it. Reijnders isn't that. People might have been thinking coming into it, Reijnders is going to be playing deep. Reijnders will be playing there when Rodri's not available, stuff like that. No. We've seen it yesterday. Reijnders is attacking. Yes, he's an 8. Yes, he can do box to box, but he's incredible going forward. He'd be wasted, sitting just in front of the centre half. So, yeah, Nico was impressed with. And Bernardo Silva as well. You've got to give your plaudits to Bernardo Silva. City fans, more the newer City fans, the bandwagon City fans or the moany City fans or the online toxic Twitter fan base who give Pep and Bernardo a lot of stick for him playing Bernardo as if he's not one of the greatest players to have played for this football club. He's a phenomenal footballer, and he was phenomenal against Wolves. He was brilliant, ran the show, captain armband. That was the Bernardo we know and love. Yes, last season, of course, there was a drop-off, but there was with a lot of players. Bernardo, if he plays like that this season, then get a new contract. That's what I'd say. Extend his contract. And then as for the attackers, Doku I thought was a little bit quiet. Probably should have came off a little bit earlier. I think he struggled. But this is a positive video. We're not going to go too much into that. Oscar Bob was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. People, it's easy to forget, isn't it? Because it's been so long since we've seen a full match of him. It's been so long. It felt like injury last season. Last season was supposed to be his breakthrough year. Didn't happen for him, unfortunately. But wow, he is such a talented footballer. He was so beautiful to watch. I'm a big fan of Oscar Bob. He was brilliant. I want him starting against Spurs as well. And then, typical, Erling Haaland on the score sheet twice as well. He loves the month of August, doesn't he? He just loves it. He loves opening day. He loves everything. He loves playing Wolves. He scored more goals against Wolves than any other Premier League club. He loves it. A brace. Probably could have got a hat-trick with that header, his first chance of the game, but it is what it is. He was phenomenal. And is kicked off, back as he left, scoring goals and a golden boot from the season. Why not? Now look, I want to get onto what I was on about earlier when I said that I'll speak about the other clubs that are in and around us for the Premier League title race this season. The 4 favourites, of course, for the league this year with Liverpool, Arsenal, City and Chelsea in that order, I believe. I know Liverpool were definitely favourites. Now, I spoke about the City game. Liverpool, of course, kicked the weekend off against Bournemouth. And I was a little bit surprised. I mean, look, they got the win. Okay, they got the win, and that is probably all that they care about. But they were gettable. Liverpool were gettable. Defensively, holes, a little bit unbalanced in the midfield. Not saying that, that's it, we're going to win the league by 10 points. But, of course, I've been pretty confident before I've seen a ball kicked in the Premier League season. This is our league this year. We're coming back. I've got a good feeling about it. But even more after watching Liverpool then, I thought, but City's performance was miles better than Liverpool's, in my opinion. Now, it'll be interesting to see how they get on next against Newcastle. I don't know when. That's got to be a Sunday game, that, isn't it? Sunday, I reckon. I don't know. I'm not too sure. But I look forward to seeing that one anyway, because hopefully they drop points there. They could have at one point. Bournemouth equalised. Semenyo was on fire. 2-2 at one point. We're getting excited, thinking they're going to drop points on the opening day of the season, but it wasn't meant to be. Then, of course, it was City playing, and then the two other teams that, as I said, the favourites, Arsenal and Chelsea, both of them on the Sunday. Chelsea game was the one I watched at 2 o'clock instead of the Forest one, and I don't know why. I wish I didn't. It was a boring match of football. Chelsea were a little bit poor, to be fair. I thought Palace, if one team would have deserved it, I'd have said Crystal Palace. They looked a little bit off it, Chelsea, to be fair. So, I mean, you can understand it. That Club World Cup, they've not had much of a pre-season either. I mean, they went all the way. They won the Club World Cup, didn't they? So, they went all the way. It was exactly, a month since they did it. So, yeah, I believe, look, I know one game doesn't dictate an entire team for the season, and who've Chelsea got next? I can't think. Don't know. But West Ham, that's it. West Ham on the Friday night. I look forward to seeing all the games. I'm happy the football's back. But yeah, look, Chelsea dropping points on the opening day of the season. I know it is too early to start going, yes, that's 2 points drop. But again, at the same time, why not? Because we know how tight it's going to be this season. We know the quality of these other teams. So yeah, Chelsea was happy they dropped points. And then Arsenal was the R4 game. And what a snooze fest that was. I tell you what, it's one of the most overrated fixtures ever in English football. Arsenal United. Manchester United versus Arsenal. Remember last season's game? The 0-0 snooze fest. This one 1-0 snooze fest. It was poor. Manchester United were the better side. I don't like crediting Manchester United, but they were better than Arsenal. So, I mean, you could look at that and say United have strengthened, they've improved, and they have. I was a bit surprised at how Manchester United played, but if you're being outperformed by Man United, they finished 15th last season. Come on. But yeah, Arsenal, again, you don't want to look too much into it, but if they play like that when we play, and we'll walk all over them. If we play like we did against Wolves, it was City looked the best team of the entire weekend. I mean, Tottenham looked good, ironically, our next team, but yeah. I mean, again, Arsenal got the win, and it was a good win to be fair at Old Trafford. Say what you want about United, but Old Trafford, I mean, we've seen it in the past couple of seasons, haven't we? No matter how poor they are, they still find a way, don't they? It's so frustrating, but yeah. 2 points drop for Chelsea. City, Liverpool and Arsenal all get the 3 points, but who's top of the league? We are top of the league. Say we are top of the league. Of course we're top of the league. It's what we do. It's back where we belong. I mean, look, if you turn your attention to the next game, Tottenham Hotspur at Etihad Stadium, the first home game of the season for City. Last time we were there, we were saying goodbye to Kev, so it's a different very feeling coming into this one, isn't it? But Tottenham, as I just said before, I was impressed with them. I thought they were good against Burnley. Kudus was brilliant. They were good defensively. Richarlison, you'd have thought it was Erling Haaland, he was phenomenal, but I'm confident. It's going to be interesting anyway, Last season we got battered. That was probably I think it was the second worst loss of the season, wasn't it, last year? The 4-0 to Tottenham Hotspur. It was dreadful. We were awful. That ended a big, like a few season long unbeaten home run. So yeah, I want revenge for that. Can't be having them beat us 4-0, but I want revenge. I want to beat them 4-0 now, Wow. But I mean, these next 4 games for City in general, you look at them. Tottenham Hotspur at home, we lost 4-0 last year. Then it's Brighton away, we lost 2-1 last year. Then it's the international break. Then we come back to a derby. It's a derby. Manchester derby. We lost 2-1 in that game last season. And then it's Arsenal away, and we lost 5-1. So these next 4 games are going to be very interesting. Just to sort of compare from this season, how we play and everything like that, to last season, because as I said, that's 4 losses last season, and this year it's going to be 4 wins, mark my words. But yeah, Spurs at home, I'm excited for it, looking forward to it. I mean, look, if I could take a pill now, put me to sleep for the week and wake me up at 9 o'clock Saturday morning, I will take that right now. I'll do it on camera, because I'm itching for it. I can't wait for it. As soon as that Wolves game finished, I was like, get me to the Etihad on Saturday. I'm so excited to be back in South Stand. But yeah, it does feel like a little bit of a lifetime away. I feel like time's going to go in slow motion now, isn't it? But yeah, pleased with how we played and pleased with how things are looking. Pleased with the new players. We could see a little bit of movement, a little bit, more changes by Tottenham. I mean, Savinho, could he be a Tottenham player by then? I don't know. That'll be an interesting one. Of course, I mean, my preview was filmed before Pep Guardiola's press conference ahead of the Wolves game. Savinho wasn't in the squad, injured. Posted a picture of himself at the gym in the morning of the game. Ederson had a stomach bug for this game, linked away. It's we can read between the lines, can't we? You can believe Pep if you want. I'm just choosing not to. I don't think it's true. It's ironic, isn't it? The way it all happened. And Pep, what players are out injured for this game? Listed them all. He's not fit. He's travelling but not fit. That's it. No mention of Ederson. No mention of Savinho. And what about Ederson and Savinho? Oh, I forgot. Oh, did you, Pep? Yeah, I'm sure you did. Look, we'll see what happens, don't we? But yeah, there could be a lot of change since then. Savinho could be a Tottenham player. We could have Donnarumma or Rodrigo at City by then. I mean, the moves would have to happen quick, but yeah, we'll sort of see how it goes. I mean, I will, of course, be filming a Tottenham Hotspur preview. That'll be out on the Friday, the day before the game. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm just sort of waiting now for the Tottenham game. There is, of course, Everton Leeds tonight. Jack Grealish could play for Everton. I hope to see him start. I'll be watching, paying attention for that. I hope he does start. I really hope he has a successful season over at Everton. James McAtee. I'm trying to think of other stuff that's happened since the Wolves game. James McAtee is now officially a Nottingham Forest player, so the best of luck to him as well. And is there anything else I need to talk about? I feel like that's it, to be honest. I feel like I've touched on everything I wanted to. This video isn't ridiculously long. It's a little bit on the longer side, but 20 minutes. It's alright, you can manage, can't you? Just eat your tea while you watch or something. I don't know. I'm saying this at the end. There's no point. You've already finished your tea. But yeah, I'm going to leave that one there. You can let me know your thoughts in the comments of this video of anything. City's performance against Wolves. Brilliant, wasn't it? Brilliant watch. How are we feeling? Are you more confident about the season now? Feeling at mind, clearly the tactics with Pep Linders and Colo Torre is working. And all I've got left to say really is just subscribe to the channel if you've not already. Give it a thumbs up if you've enjoyed the video. Be following me on my Instagram and my TikTok. Obviously, I'll keep updated on there. As I said, before Spurs, so much could happen with City. We know it's back end of the transfer window. There's a lot of movement still to possibly take place. So I'll keep you updated on that. And then thanks for watching. Thanks for your time. And come on City, and thank you most of all, more than anyone, to Tijjani Reijnders. What a boy.